Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is I and I make videos about my life here in Canada as an international student. I've been away for a long time, but I'm returning today with a very good news. And if you've been watching my videos, you know that I came in Canada as an international student. I'm in Ontario. I took a 1-year program and then took my PGWP right after my program. And I am very pleased to let you know that I got an invitation for permanent residency. Yay! So I got invited, if I'm not mistaken, that was April 12. For today's video, I'll be sharing with you my timeline from when I left Philippines and to when I created my EE profile and got invited for permanent residency. By the way, the pathway that I got invited on was Canadian Experience class. I got invited April 12 of 2023, and I believe the points on that draw was 486, and my CRS score was 506. Going back to our business today, I'm gonna share with you the timeline. To be honest, I've made a lot of preparation, took a lot of planning so that the 1-year program will work, because as most of you know, the pathway in Ontario as compared to other provinces are limited and competition is higher, so it's harder to get invited, and it's really a risk if you are taking just 1-year program, because that means you will only have a 1-year GWP as well. So I'm sharing my timeline so that for those of you guys who is just on the verge and can't decide if you will take 1-year program or 2 years program, this timeline will help you plan ahead, because if you ever decide to go on the route of 1-year program, you really have to be on top of your game. You should always be one step ahead of everything, because there's very little wiggle room, and if you make mistakes or if you forget any document, it might affect your timing. All right, so let's get started. I'm smiling because whenever I see this board of sticky notes, it takes me back to when I was planning everything. So everything started in January 2021, and it was in the middle of pandemic, and I was really aiming to study in New Zealand. However, New Zealand's border closed and it's very unpredictable on when they will open it, because as you know, New Zealand was very strict and was very religious in managing their COVID cases. So January 2021, I realized that I can't wait for New Zealand anymore. I need to do something else, or I need to find another plan. So that's when it came to me that Canada is accepting international students even during the pandemic. So I switched my plan from New Zealand to Canada. So January 2021, I started researching, reading the process, watching YouTube videos, joining groups in Facebook and reading through others' experiences and learning from them. And then come March 2021, that's when I decided to apply for a school. So I've chosen a school and program, and I submitted my application in March 2021. In about 2 weeks, I received an approval letter or an acceptance letter from my school. That means they have secured me a seat for the program that I intended to enroll. And they've given me timeline on when I should pay the reservation fee, and also the first term fee and the second term fee. Fast forward to April 2021, I applied for a visa. So since I have planned to go to New Zealand before, I already have most of my documents available with me. So I just have to renew some of them. That's why it was easy for me to submit my application. In less than a month, I was able to complete all my documents and file for my visa application. June 2021, so I got the approval for my visa, and on the same day that I got approval, I submitted my resignation and I've given my company my 30-day notice. July 2021, I resigned from my previous company back in the Philippines. August 2021 was my flight to Canada. Back then, there were issues of students being offloaded because they were trying to enter Canada too early from the start of their school. So they said before that we should enter Canada like about 4 weeks maximum before the start of our term. So a lot of students were offloaded. Fortunately, I wasn't offloaded. I entered Canada just about 4 weeks before the start of my program. September 2021 is when I started my program. So I took project management at Conestoga College in Kitchener, Ontario. The program was easy, at least for me. The pass rate was like 55 or 60%, which is very low as compared to what I'm used to. And all I can say is if you submit your assignments, if you show up for your exams, and you don't do violations on academic integrity, you will definitely pass your program. Not even just pass the program, but complete your program with distinction, with high distinction. Fast forward to April 2022, I finished my program at Conestoga. So yeah, it was just 8 months, but on your certificate, it's going to say they're 1 year program, but in reality, 1 year is 2 semesters, which is only equivalent to 8 months. I was fortunate that I was able to find a job like in the middle of my last semester, and I started working for them as soon as I finished school. Like I probably just given myself 1 week rest because I had to move from Kitchener to Brantford because my work is here in Brantford and I don't drive yet, and it doesn't make sense to commute. It's in Canada, it's hard to commute from city to city if you don't have a car. So I moved to Brantford May 1st, and I started working for my current employer the very next day. And while I was earning my 1 year Canadian experience, by the way, I already have my education assessment. I already had it done while I was still in the Philippines. I went for ICAS. I have another video that I will link somewhere here on how I process my own ICAS. And then going back to my timeline, October of 2022, I took my English test. I went for CELPIP. I also have another video for CELPIP, and I got great results on CELPIP. Listening and reading, I got 12. Speaking, I got 10, and writing, I got 9. Those are actually really good results. I was even surprised myself because honestly, I don't consider myself like really good in English. I know I make a lot of grammatical errors. I was contemplating on when I should create my profile. I was trying to create my profile way earlier, and there were 2 profiles that I created that I got a response from IRCC saying that I'm ineligible. And I was reading more and researching about CEC, and from what I've read, you have to wait for at least 11 months before you submit your application. So that's what I did. April of 2023, I created my profile. That's my 3rd attempt. 3rd time is a charm. And that's when I made it to the pool. So if you can recall, I started working for my current employer May of 2022, right? But I created my profile just 11 months from when I started working. But a lot of people, and I did this as well, they would recommend that even if you like create your profile on your 11th month, wait until you cross over your 1 year so there are no issues with your application. Your number or your Canadian work experience won't be questionable, because once you get invited, you have 60 days anyway to submit your application. So let's go back to when I created my profile. I created my profile about like first week of April, let's say April 3. And I got invited April 12, which is the first draw since I entered the pool. Just like what I said earlier, the draw was 486, my points was 506, and I already have almost all of my requirements ready except for my NBI, or the Philippines Police Clearance. I'm gonna make another video on my NBI clearance on how I did this, and I just want to share what I did because for me it was easy. I didn't have to like courier any documents. Everything was just online. I was just emailing my mom, and my mom in the Philippines was the one who went to the NBI office and renewed my police clearance and everything. I'm gonna make a whole video just talking about NBI renewal while you're abroad. So yeah, so from April 12th, the day that I got my invitation, I have all the documents ready, but I was waiting for me to really complete my 1 year experience before I submitted my application. And May 10, I submitted my PR application. If you're wondering about my work permit, because I only have 1 year program, that means 1 year of post-graduation work permit. So I was granted a work permit August of 2022. That means I only have until August of 2023. And if you count May, June, July, August, September, October, let's say it's going to take 5 months for them to process my application. That means my PGWP will expire before I get the decision for my application. But I was fortunate that IRCC has given extension for those PGWP that are expiring in 2023. Your other option, which is originally my plan was to get a bridging open work permit. So you can apply for bridging open work permit if you have a valid work permit and you have an invitation for permanent residency and you submitted your application already and just waiting for a decision on your application. I also DIY'd all my application. That means I did everything by myself. I submitted it by myself. From my study permit to my PGWP and now to my permanent residency. I highly suggest that you do your applications yourself too, because it's very hard to trust someone else for something as important as immigration. Because if you're ever caught being untruthful to your application or falsifying any document, it's gonna cost you your future in Canada. Anyway, I'm gonna stop mumbling. I'm just happy to share with you this very good news. If you have any questions, please leave them down and I'll try my best to answer all your questions. Also, it would mean a lot to me if you can like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!